Our story begins in 1883 when the Georgia Pacific Railway built a small roundhouse and repair shop on the outskirts of Birmingham, near what is now 35th Street South. By 1890, rail traffic in and out of Birmingham had increased so much that the Georgia Pacific had to enlarge its shops and yard. In 1894, the Georgia Pacific was officially merged into the Southern Railway system. Also during that year, the Southern Railway gained control of the Alabama Great Southern Railroad, which had their own shop in Birmingham, located near 27th Street South. The AGS acquisition technically gave the Southern Railway 2 repair shops and yards less than 10 blocks apart. By 1915, Birmingham was growing rapidly, and the Southern Railway was out of expansion room downtown. So the railroad purchased a little over 100 acres of land in the North Birmingham area to build a new larger rail yard that included a 25-stall roundhouse with a 90-foot turntable. The new yard allowed the Southern to close its 35th Street yard and consolidated locomotive maintenance in one location. The former AGS roundhouse was also closed, although the car repair shops remained in full operation. In 1925, the railroad decided to move everything to Finley Yard, so they built new freight and passenger car repair shops, and they also built a 24-track erecting and machine shop complete with transfer table. Finley was considered a medium-sized repair shop by the railroad. It could do boiler work, wheel work, light wreck repairs, etc. Although Finley Shops was not known for building locomotives, in 1928 the shop built an operating replica of the Best Friend of Charleston to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the South Carolina Canal and Railroad Company, which was a Southern Railway predecessor. In 1952, Southern Railway built Ernest Norris Yard, which was located in Irondale, east of Birmingham. After it opened, all operations were transferred to Norris, and the Finley Avenue shops were closed. When it was built, Norris Yard was a mix of old and new railroading. It included a modern diesel repair shop and car shop, state-of-the-art push-button hump yard with air-operated retarders, but they also built an icing platform for refrigerator cars, stock pens for livestock, a 100-foot turntable was installed near the diesel shop, and a small intermodal yard was added in the 1960s. In 1966, Southern Railway President W. Graham Cletter, Jr. began the Southern Railroad's famous steam excursion program and chose Ernest Norris Shops as its home base. It seems kind of ironic that a shop specifically built to maintain diesel locomotives would serve and maintain steam locomotives for almost the next 30 years. In 1994, Norfolk Southern announced that they were ending the steam program because of safety concerns, rising insurance costs, and the expenses of maintaining and operating the steam locomotives. Today, Norris Yard and the diesel repair shop are still in full operation by the Norfolk Southern. Also today, the Finley Avenue Roundhouse and Machine Shop both still exist. The roundhouse was last owned by Shaw Warehouse Company, but is currently abandoned. There was an organization trying to save the roundhouse and make it a museum, but I think the plan has fizzled out. The machine shop is currently owned and in use by a steel company. Thanks for watching. If you like what we're doing, click that like button, ring that notification bell, subscribe to the channel. You can also support us on Patreon. Updates can be found on our Twitter and Facebook channels.